Good afternoon from Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. It's Ryan, and on today's adventure, we're gonna go explore what's going on with the spring rod run. I'm gonna try to find some very unique cars as we walk around the LeConte Convention Center and just on the main parkway. So I'm gonna give you some highlights of some different cars here in Pigeon Forge, and then eventually we'll work our way over to Dollywood. I'm gonna figure out, is Dollywood busy on a rod run Saturday? We'll find that out here later in the video. As our daughters are at Dollywood with some friends, I'll try to go find them in a little bit, and Micah and Brie are relaxing at home. So let's hop in the car and see what we can find. So I'm currently trying to work down Jake Thomas Road over to Teaster Lane coming from Dollywood. So it looks like lots of different cars over in the lot to the right. We're not really moving very much, but I'll tell you what, if you're gonna be stuck in traffic somewhere, I'll take this view any day. I'll tell you what, since we're not really going anywhere, might as well just take a quick right, see what's going on up here in this parking lot real quick. So I was initially going to go park by the island, but actually I think I might just park up here and walk down towards the island. Oh yeah, it looks like there's a ton of cars over here we could check out. So I decided to park over here in this parking lot rather than go down to Teaster Lane and park over by the island. So there's this outdoor gated area with a number of vendors. I think I want to work down to some of the cars that I saw around the corner here. So I'm gonna work my way over to the bridge to the LeConte Convention Center. I'm gonna walk through all these cars and see if we notice anything unique. Looks like most of the vendors are getting packed up. It's about 4:30 on Saturday. I've noticed that most of the time when it comes to rod runs, Sundays really drop off and are a lot quieter as far as crowds and traffic. Let me check out the official merchandise real quick. Looks like they have this design coming in at $33 on a number of different colored shirts. And here's another design that they have over here, along with some other women's t-shirts over on this side. You can see Mount LeConte off in the distance, a little bit of snow up top. It was a little cold overnight, but we've got a number of different types of cars. We have different type of car shows here in Pigeon Forge throughout the year, but the Rod Run seems to bring out all different types of vehicles. I would say it's probably one of the most diverse car shows that we have here in the Smokies, which I wouldn't consider myself a car expert by any means. I don't even know what brand of vehicles these would be. I don't see any type of marking saying they're a particular type. If I were to say what I think it was, I would just be purely guessing. This one though does have a little Ford emblem on the front, an old F100, and I definitely know this as the Pigeon Forge trolley that's picking up and dropping off some people over here by the bridge, which is what we're gonna go for a walk across. This is what I was avoiding by parking up here. So I don't think Dollywood is busy because I've already asked my daughters, is it busy? They said no. So places like Dollywood are not necessarily that bad right now. It's just the traffic around this area of Pigeon Forge can get pretty congested during some of these car shows. I was today years old when I first crossed over this bridge. I've driven under it many times, but this is actually the first time that I've ever walked across the bridge. I think I'm glad I did, because I would be sitting in this trying to get over to the island, which this left lane is just at a very slow crawl right now. And here's a look at the other side of the bridge. It's not really moving through the intersection on the left side to try to get over to the island. It's backed up all the way back by the old mill in Pigeon Forge right now. And that's where being a motorcycle cop is very, very handy to get through traffic like this. We've got a Papa John's delivery guy right here at the stoplight. Wherever he's going, I hope they're giving him a good tip, because that is a very long delivery. You can see some of the progress on the new hotel that they're working on over here to the right. So from the bridge, let's try to work our way over to the main parkway to see if we can find any interesting cars. But I would say this is a nice little bridge. Give it a 10 out of 10. Nice little covered bridge to get to that parking area over to the convention center and back. So we're just about at 5 o'clock. So technically the Rod Run is just about coming to an end. However, there will be a number of people with their cars out on the main roadway throughout the evening. We'll go for a walk over there. So before we head out to the main road to see what's going on out there, I figured I'd go for a quick walk through the convention real quick. We've got lots of different vendors still out selling different merchandise. They've got the Candy Shack over here for $5. You can get these giant 2-foot long different flavored licorices. Looks like some kids and women's clothing over here. Jewelry, freeze-dried candy. So it is now 5. They have closed down the main event hall with some different cars in there. Got a number of other vendors over in this area. I think they're giving out awards for the best car. I think we should just cheer on the next winner.
Vehicle 147. You're definitely one of the winners for our vendor picture.
All right. Way to go, Jordan, 147. Okay, now that we've stopped by the convention center, which is kind of closing down for the day, let's head outside and find some fun cars out on the parkway. Looks like these are some old Chevrolet vehicles over here. A 1956 Buick Roadmaster. Whenever I see these style of old cars, I just kind of think of an old James Bond movie, like Sean Connery era James Bond. So as I've been walking out of the convention center, I've noticed cars have just been waiting for a while to try to get out of this parking lot. I was originally thinking of coming down to, but I think I made the right choice to park up on the hill up there at the free parking where the swap meet was. I think I'll be able to walk back over the bridge and get out of this area a lot easier. Let's cross over this bridge and head over to the main parkway up here by Crave Mini Golf. Feels good with that sun coming out. It's about mid-50s. I still have a hoodie on. I could take it off. It's kind of right in that medium. Technically, we're in spring. It seemed like a really hot summer day while I was mowing the yard last week, and then it got cold. But I think after this weekend, I think we'll be done with cold weather. I think we're gonna have some really nice warm days at the end of April, and once we get into May, should be really, really nice. So I've made it out in front of Crave Mini Golf. We have lots of cars in the different parking lots along the road, and lots of cars on the road. This is one of the challenges of being here during a car show, is it can just take you quite a while to get anywhere. And as far as the sidewalk, it kind of becomes a smorgasbord of bikers, walkers, and all sorts of random little vehicles. So I'm gonna try to film and watch where I'm walking. I've already spotted our first TV show or movie type vehicle. We got a Dukes of Hazzard car over here to the left, so we'll see if we can spot anything else from any other different TV shows or movies as we go for a walk. As you can see, all the different chairs that are just lined up along the sidewalk here. It's kind of like a never-ending parade of all sorts of different vehicles that you can just sit out here and do some people watching while you're in Pigeon Forge. We got a little tiny vehicle they're all fitting on. I don't really know all the different laws of what's legal and what's not. I think it definitely gets pushed to the limit at this particular car show in the spring and in the fall. The big giant truck lifted up. And a little tiny yellow golf cart right behind it. I'm telling you, this is one of the most diverse car shows. Of all the car shows we have. So I've come up to the Walgreens. I could take a left to get back to the bridge that we crossed, but I think we should keep going down the road to see what else we can find. So we'll work our way back down that road a little bit later. But like I said, I gotta watch where I'm walking because there's all sorts of different vehicles and different things going on all over the place. We have a little barrier up over here by the Moon Pie General Store. Got some Ford Mustangs out on the main parkway. They have another official event t-shirt shop over by Boot Junkies and CC's Pizza. So there's just bikes and ECVs and golf carts going in all different directions. So there is Casper the Friendly Ghost, is another TV show slash movie. And I also just spotted the Pizza Planet over here from Toy Story. Love it. Very, very cool. We got a little Pizza Planet on the side. We got Buzz hanging on to the rear view mirror, and check out the back here. It's Woody and it's got Yo. That is awesome. The authenticity is fantastic on this one. I know number 147, Jared, won an award, but if this was up for an award, it would get my vote as the coolest car at Rod Run so far. I love the classic Toy Story, and at Hollywood Studios, Toy Story Mania has to be one of my favorite rides. It's a lot of fun. And right next to that, you gotta check out this one. I don't know if it's from anything in particular or what it's modeled after, but this is the lowest low rider I have ever seen. I mean, it has to lift up or something because there's no way you could get this thing out of the parking lot. It is literally down on the ground right now. So very unique looking one. And the question that I have is, did someone drive these over here or did they unload them? Are they drivable? They must be. Yeah, I see wheels down there, so they're just parked at the moment. These things remind me of my childhood going to Busch Gardens, Tampa. I remember the old bumper cars that had the pole off the back to give it electricity as you drove it around. Looks like there are a number of Tennessee state troopers just kind of hanging out in the middle of the road. I've decided I think I should at least walk up to the old mill to check out what it's like up there. Got a pretty good line of people stopping to get some ice cream over here at the Fun Stop. All right, don't roast me in the comments too bad. I really don't watch NASCAR or know very little. I know who number 3 was, but number 8, Dale Earnhardt Jr. There you go. It says it on the side of the car. So if you're a NASCAR fan, you never know what replica of different NASCAR drivers might be out here at Pigeon Forge. We got a lot of people out on the go-kart track right now, which right next to that you can see the new area that they expanded and opened up over here by the old mill. The one thing that this video doesn't convey is all the exhaust. It's kind of fun to see all these cars, but I definitely think I prefer a walk through a trail in the national park if I'm looking to get fresh air, because not the freshest of air right here along all these exhaust pipes. Let's take a left here and head over towards the old mill. I'm kind of curious what the bridge is looking like on this Saturday evening, if they're getting close to having it done. Last I heard they were trying to get it finished by April 1st. So it still looks like there's a bit of work to be done to get over to the old mill from this bridge. But here's a quick look at the old mill. The sun is out. It actually is quite a beautiful day to be here in Pigeon Forge right now. I hope you are enjoying this video. If you are, if you haven't already, do us a big favor, simply like this video. It's a great way to support our channel to make more videos just like this. All right, let's head back over to the main parkway. So I could keep walking towards Gatlinburg down the parkway to see what else we could find, but I do want to eventually make it over to Dollywood to see how busy it is. So let me cross over the street real quick and see what we can spot on the other side of the road. If we can just across the road. All right, here we go. So it looks like traffic is at a halt heading towards Sevierville, but is moving a little bit better heading into Gatlinburg right now. All right, we're gonna work our way over here by the Live Alligator store, which has this very unique vehicle out in front right now. I would say no matter where you live, wherever you're driving around town, people would know that it's you. You got some more lowrider trucks over here. People are just kind of checking out different vehicles as they walk up and down the sidewalk. So you can see Huck Finn's put out some cones as different businesses kind of do what they can so they can still have people parking to come to their establishments. I'm sure the different towing companies stay very busy during Rod Run weekends. Speaking of tow trucks, here's an old tow truck with an American flag on the back. Looks like it says Toby's Wonderful World of Erosion, Rum Gully, South Carolina. I don't think I've ever heard of Rum Gully, South Carolina. Got an old little truck over here as we're walking by, being serenaded by a little speaker in the back of this guy's bike.
Storms never last, baby.
And off he goes. So I'm not sure what the model of this is, but it is definitely very old. It looks like it has some license plates down on the floor. Very interesting. You can see some of the Tennessee State Troopers a little better from this side of the road. You know, they stay very busy. Got some more old Chevys. We walk along. Another very interesting little vehicle. Looks like they do have a for sale by owner sign on it. I just saw an interesting van. It looked like it might be from a TV show or movie, but I'm not sure exactly what TV show or movie. So if I'm not sure about it, we'll just skip it because we try to keep our channel as family friendly as possible. But these are the coolest rides around. These little coolers on little electric bikes that I see people riding around. As we're coming up to JT Hannah's, just want to kind of give you a feel of the environment out on the streets here at Saturday. What time is it? It's about 6:15. So again, people will continue to just walk around, drive up and down the main Pigeon Forge Parkway here into the night, and then everybody will basically clear out Sunday, and then come Monday, this place will be really quiet as everybody's back in school and at work. It's getting kind of hot. I gotta drop this hoodie. Oh yeah, that's much better. Being in that sun is definitely warmed up. All right, let's keep going. So we've made it back over to the Walgreens. I think we're gonna cross the street and head back towards that bridge. You can see one of the Tennessee State Troopers chatting with people and a bunch of different vehicles over here. So I mentioned traffic was moving pretty good towards Gatlinburg from the old mill, but as I look down the road, it is backed up as far as I can see over by Lumberjack Square right now. All right, let's cross over with all the different vehicles and pedestrians. It's like Frogger 2.0 here. On your marks, get set, go! All right, I gotta jump in before I miss my window. I think we're gonna go straight to get back up to that bridge. So I'm curious to see how hard it will be for me to get over to Dollywood. So let's walk over the Jake Thomas Bridge. You can see the water down below. It is just a beautiful day in the neighborhood here in Pigeon Forge. You can see the walkway down below that turns into a Christmas light walking trail starting in the beginning of November and into February. We're gonna come up here to the LeConte Convention Center and head back up the bridge, which you can see traffic is still really bad at this particular intersection. Lots of traffic coming down from Dollywood. It looks like I should be able to head back to Dollywood with no issues if I can just get out of the parking lot. So I just came out of this newer Cambria hotel. You can see the traffic is stopped up right at the top over here to the right. So I can do a quick U-turn. Looks like they're finishing up this Embassy Suites over here to the left, but let's just go down the road and see how busy Dollywood is. So I will say we use this road quite often, and I often see officers sitting right in the median, right when you come around some of these turns or over these hills. So if it says 40, go 40, because I've seen them pull over people on this road who are flying down it. So we could go straight to make it to the Dreammore or the Heartsong Resort. A little bit of Rod Run traffic over here, but not as bad as the last intersection we were just at. So let's see how busy Dollywood is on a Saturday night during the Pigeon Forge Rod Run. You can see 40 years under the Dollywood sign as they're about to officially celebrate its 40th anniversary on May 3rd coming up. Looks like there's a couple people in the Splash Country parking lot, but it doesn't look terrible. But looks can be deceiving, so let's go check it out. And it is currently 6:55, and there's no one checking parking, so I can just drive on through. So it's about 7 o'clock. You can see there are quite a few spaces over here. It looks like lots of spaces are scattered throughout C. Let me head up here and see what B is looking like. Oh yeah, B looks great. We can definitely find a spot over here. This spot will work out great right here. So I made it inside of Dollywood. It looks busy, but I think it might be a little deceiving. I think there are a lot of different groups hanging out at the front of the park at the moment. So let's go for a quick walk and see what some of the ride wait times are like right now. So my theory was correct. There's a lot of people hanging out at the front of the park, but the ride wait times are not bad. I know it's towards the end of the day, but aside from Lightning Rod, you could see we could hop on just about anything else. And as I said before, I did ask my daughters how busy the park was, and they said it was not bad at all earlier when they got here this afternoon, even though there's a ton of people just down the road over by the convention center and the island and driving up and down the parkway right now. But you can see it's really not too bad once you're in Dollywood. So even though there's a lot of people at the Rod Run, I wouldn't be too intimidated that Dollywood itself is going to be completely slammed. You just might have to deal with a little more traffic getting to Dollywood and some duck traffic once you are in Dollywood. I can hear the train working its way back to the station. I think I'm just gonna go for a quick loop around the park, see if I can find our kiddos. So I found Miss Lillian, the chicken lady here at Dollywood. You're right here, you're right in front of me. It's you, I'm talking about you. So we checked out a bunch of cars. If you were to get any car, your dream car, what car would it be?
Well, don't we get a chicken truck? Oh, no, Chicken Little, we don't do those.
I mean, I have a guess what you could pick that would be very fitting for you.
Oh, I think you're probably thinking of Chicken Coop DeVille.
Or a Mini Cooper.
A Mini Cooper? Oh, my goodness. Oh, we're driving a Rod Runner. Or maybe it's a Rooster Runner. Driving down the boulevard if you can move. Honey, they're everywhere in a chicken coop they're driving. And I usually drive people crazy. That Rod Runner. We're running. The rods are running. Rod Runner all over the world. Right there in Pigeon Forge.
I have determined Dollywood should let you off for a little bit and you open up the ceremonies for the Rod Run every time with that song.
Wouldn't that be exciting?
Yeah, I mean, at least give out the awards. I'm sure Jake won 47. He won something today. I'm sure he would have. Yeah, I don't know what. I don't know.
Jake,
Yeah,
did you win something?
I don't know. It was 147, Jake. We peaked in the awards, and I don't know what he won, but he would have loved that song. I'm sure he would have.
Why, thank you.
I have one other question.
Yes.
Have you seen two teen girls? They look like me and Brie combined walking around. I'm trying to find them.
Trying to find, you have lost children?
Yes, lost
Go to
chickadees.
Lost and Found. There are many to choose from.
If you spot them, I need you to do me a huge favor.
Yes, dear.
Sing them a song and
Yes.
embarrass them the best you can for
That's
me.
what I'm here
Yeah,
for.
they're here with friends, so they're going to love it.
Yes, I'm here to entertain. I'm an embarrassing teenagers.
All right. Great to see you, Miss
We love
Lillian.
y'all.
Have a good day.
Bye. Happy Easter weekend.
Bye. I'll tell you what, when I get to Miss Lillian's age, I hope I have that level of energy. I don't know how she does it all day long. It's incredible. Let's walk up real quick and see how long the line for Wild Eagle is on this Saturday night during Rod Run. Based on the ride wait times, we should be able to walk right on, which looks like that is the case. So you can see as I made it to the top, I could get right in line and ride. Again, the key word saying I could. I'm not saying I am, just saying I could if I wanted to hop right on. Let me see what it looks like with Fire Chaser Express real quick. Let's go see how long the line is. I haven't seen anybody in line yet. You can see there is nobody in line right now, so I could come right up to lane 1. There they go. So I just asked one of the guys running the ride, how busy has it been today? And they kind of described it as moderate to medium, not terribly bad like it is around Christmas time or spring break. So I know it's towards the end of the day, but I wouldn't be too afraid of coming to Dollywood during a Rod Run. We were here yesterday during Rod Run and it was almost empty. Granted, it was rainy, but here on a Saturday, I would say it's kind of moderate, a typical Saturday. So I'm not sure about the fall Rod Run as far as if there's any days off school adjacent to when that occurs. But as long as there's no school days off, I wouldn't be overly concerned. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like us to go do a fall Rod Run video, simply like this video before you leave. Feel free to share any of your thoughts down in the comments. And until next time, we'll see you on the next adventure.